Hi guys, happy Monday. Welcome to episode dose for my MedChat Monday series. I wanted to, first of all, thank you guys for all the feedback I've been getting for episode 1. I'm so excited about this series, and it's honestly just a series I wanted to put together from a patient perspective to help other patients and caregivers and family and friends that are going through a medical journey and they need to help that specific patient. So I wanted to start off episode 2 by saying thank you, and let's just dive right in because I have a whole entire page of notes for today's series. So I wanted to let you know that, I've gone through such a medical journey myself, and I just want to be here for other patients and, like I said, family members, friends, caregivers, to just give my expertise, because I feel like I am an expert at this point, in regards to anything medical related. Obviously, I have to preface saying I'm not a doctor, I'm not an attorney, I'm just a professional little patient. And I did just put up a page on my website. So if you visit thehappyworkaholic.com, you can see all the information that really explains in depth what I wanted this series to be all about. So today I want to talk about getting organized. So if you know me, if you've worked with me, if you know me online, in person, I'm probably one of the most organized people that you'll ever meet. And this is something that you have to do when it comes to going through something health related. So first and foremost, I just want to say being sick is basically like running a business. Like, you need to learn how to run a business. It's very similar from, how I went through everything. So you have to be organized. So once I go over some of my tips and tricks that's worked for me, I also want to remind you that once you go through this, or you've taken my advice, or you do your own way of being organized, you always want to make sure that somebody is on the other end and you're going through all of this information with them. Whether it's a family member, a healthcare, hey Sarah, proxy of yours, a friend, somebody needs to see the information that you're putting together. So, knock on wood, God forbid something happens, you just need to be organized and prepared. So some of my tips that I'm going to share right now are literally available at your fine dollar store. So what you're going to need to start from scratch. So if you are somebody that's sick, if you're taking care of somebody that's sick and you're all over the place, you're so stressed out, that's the whole point of this series. I want to help alleviate some of that stress for you. So you want to go to the dollar store and you want to get some manila envelopes, some Sharpies, some highlighters, and then go to your favorite store and get one of your favorite notebook brands, or you just want to start this process from scratch. Let's get organized together. So you want to just spend $1 on these little items that are going to really alleviate so much stress when you're going through something health related on this medical journey of yours or somebody else's. So you have these envelopes and the Sharpies. So what you want to do is organize the paperwork, whether it's discharge paperwork from hospitals, doctor's information, anything that is fresh, or you're just all over the place with paperwork. You really need to spend the time and organize it per doctor or per person. Maybe you're a caregiver and you're taking care of multiple people. So you want to have a manila folder for or an envelope, whatever you prefer, organizing the system. You want to have one specifically for each person, and you literally just write on a Sharpie. You can even get fancy and do some label tape and all of that, but it's not necessary. Just write on the envelope who the doctor is. So then when the time comes and somebody needs some information or you need some information, you can always refer back to those manila envelopes with all the doctor's information that's inside. That's the first thing. You kind of want to start creating a paper trail and getting organized in that way. Hey girl. And so once you have your folders, you then can put them in one of those cute little file boxes they have at Home Goods. I had this whole system set up, and I went went over it with my roommate and had to show her, if something happens, this is where you find this doctor's information. This is where you find my hospital records. This is where you find all my prescriptions. So today I want to talk about getting more organized and setting you up so that in case something happens that you do have this information and it's easily accessible and somebody else is aware of your little filing situation that you've decided to move forward and organize for yourself, right? So that is priority. You need to also get, like I said, get a notebook and get something that's going to, be cute and, not a journal. It's literally for you to take notes, and it's something that you're going to need to carry on you. Now, that's the paper trail. That's the physical stuff that you want to have somewhere in your home. Now, in order to make your life easy when you're running around going to all these appointments, what you want to do is have things on your phone. So there's a couple of apps I want to suggest to you that I've personally used. They've kept me so organized when it came to anything health related over the last 3 years. So the first one is Notes, and these are iPhone apps. So you'll have to find, if you have an Android or another phone, Google phone, something similar, which I'm sure there are. I'm just not familiar with the names. So the first one you're going to want to have is Notes. Take notes of your symptoms. Take notes when you're on the phone with the doctor, the medical assistant, anything that you're going to forget, you need to put in notes. I live in my notes section on my phone. So take advantage of that. The second one that you're going to need a lot of information is the Heart app. It's the health app on the iPhone. And that is that's a very important app to have on your phone because it's going to ask your blood type. It's going to ask your emergency contact. You can list all of your medications. You can have it so that if there's an emergency, somebody will swipe your phone and they have access to all of the information. If you have a medical ID, like I once had, it had my, I had a metal port for my chemo. It had my, the number for the port. It had all my prescriptions. And if somebody had, say for example, I passed out, and that's honestly why I got it, then somebody could look online for the medical ID information and see who my neurologist was, who my point of contact was, what blood type I have, what prescriptions I'm on. So you need to, on the first of every month is when I do a lot of organizing for my business. So if you want to, bring that into getting organized with your health, like maybe on the first of the month, like do a little recap, a little update, and make sure your prescriptions are up to date, the dose is up to date, who you're currently seeing as a patient. I went through 10 neurologists, so if that wasn't constantly updated in my phone and it was an old neurologist that had maybe prescribed me medicine that I can no longer have at this time, that is kind of not a good situation. So you want to have the notes section on your phone always utilized. You want to have the Heart Health app. There's another app that I use for business all the time, and I've used it so much during this legal process now. It's called Cam Scanner. And what Cam Scanner does is you actually take a picture of a document and then it will turn into a PDF. You can then send it to the Books app on your phone, which I'm obsessed with. I love all my PDFs, all my media kits, like everything I need that's a PDF lives in the book section of my phone. So you take a picture, you turn it into a PDF, you email it to yourself, you can save it in the Books app, and you'll always have that document. So that way you can utilize it whenever you need something like that at an appointment, which I've had to pull up before. The next app that I use all the time is Sign Now. There's a couple of them, and basically what you can do is upload the PDF that I just took a picture of from Cam Scanner into Sign Now. And you can even program in your signature, so it's just like touch of a button, super simple. And say, for example, you need to release medical records, which I just had to do going through this legal process. So I was taking pictures of the printouts and then signing them and then keeping them in my stored. Right now, I actually went to the cutest little store the other day, and I got a new filing system for my legal stuff. So I have, it's kind of like the accordion inside. But anyway, so you want to have digital copies as well, because we're on the go. We're not always at home or in a room or in our office where all the physical copies are. So you just want to have a paper trail and then also digital, have it ready for you. So you're going to take a picture, you're going to send it to the Books app, you're then going to upload it through Sign Now. You're going to be able to print your name, sign your name, date it, make sure it's all legal, and then send it on its way. That was like my saving grace for this legal case. I had so many things that I had to, sign my life away, and I did everything on the go. I was able to do it on my phone. So those are some of the apps that I would suggest using so that you can get organized and have it on the go, have it ready. There's a lot of password keepers that you can use. I store a lot as contacts, kind of like in code. That way when I'm thinking I need to think about a doctor or a certain name, I'll just type it in my phone and then all the info will show up. But if you use some kind of a password keeper, you want to have all of your online patient portals, passwords, emails stored somewhere safe so that when you need to utilize them, everything is there and you can log right in. You want to have all of your accounts set up online for every single doctor, for every single pharmacist, anything that has to do with your medical journey. You want to be organized online as well as offline. So when it comes to, for example, going to a doctor's appointment, this happened to me one time where it was actually my neurologist here in San Diego, and I showed up and my medical records still didn't transfer yet. And there was over 100 pages that hadn't transferred. And luckily I was able to sign right into my patient portal on my phone and show him certain labs. So that saved me. I would have had to go back for a whole nother appointment. So just being organized with anything health related like this will really save you time, stress, and money. So I just wanted to share those apps. I think those are the only apps. Let me check my list. Cam Scanner, Sign Now, Bookset, Password Keeper, and Patient Portal. Done. So those are the apps that you're going to want to have on your phone to keep you organized when you're on the go, when you're able to get in with a doctor. You'll have everything ready for your doctors and for yourself and for the people around. So also, well, again, I just want to say, when you are with your friend or your caregiver or your healthcare proxy, you want to make sure that they see everything on your phone as well as your paper trail that's at your house. At one point I had to do my healthcare proxy, I had to do my will, I had to do all these things. So I had it all organized in one little area in my office, and I showed my best friend, I'm like, this is the system. There was, I had to just go over it all so that I felt comfortable. She knew what to get. She knew what to do in case something were to ever happen. So just being organized and just starting fresh, like if you're all over the place, going through something medically, medical is just so stressful. And I just want to share like what worked for me and what saved my, what on so many appointments, so many days. Like, I'd had, severe anxiety and panic attacks, and it's a very stressful situation. So by getting organized and just starting over and putting your information where it needs to go, putting it on your phone, it's really going to help alleviate a lot of stress. I can promise you that. If I didn't have these systems in place, I would have been the hot mess express. Thank God I am not now. So those are some tips that you can implement into getting organized in your medical journey. And just please make sure that somebody else is seeing what you're doing so that you can always have a backup plan and somebody is aware of something that's going on in your journey of, being diagnosed, misdiagnosed, just going through anything health related. I also want to share that there's 2 episodes. I just looked back on the Happy Workaholic podcast, which is my show, in case you didn't know. There's 2 episodes where I talked about this more in depth. So if you want to, I'll post these in the comments, but it's episode 85, and I just posted episode 153 yesterday. So scroll back a little bit, but episode 85 is how to be proactive and organized with your health. And then also episode 92 is how to get organized with your health. And so those go a little bit more in depth. And again, if you go to thehappyworkaholic.com, you can see the latest episodes there. You can scroll back there. It's available on all podcasting platforms. And you can also see, the story behind why I really wanted to do this MedChat Mondays and do a live video series. I want to be able to answer more questions from patients and family and friends and caregivers taking care of patients. Maybe it's something new that just popped up in your life. Maybe it's something that's been going on for a while. It's really good to get another patient's perspective. I've talked to hundreds of patients over the last 3 years, and I'm getting a lot of feedback. I sent out a newsletter. I'm getting a lot of emails back in return, Facebook Messenger, my Instagram. People are DMing me, asking me for advice. And, it's from another patient's perspective on how to go about it, how to contact this doctor, how to, get ahead of the game and, get on the radar of a medical assistant for them to call you back. Figuring out how to, transfer meds, transfer medical records, your prescriptions. How do you know, to take them all? How do you know what they do together? So I'm going to be going over so many more of these topics, but also if you guys have any suggestions, I can't see comments now, but I'll look back when I'm done. But if you have any suggestions on what you would like me to share from my patient experience, what I can do to help you kind of alleviate more stress in your life and somebody else's life if they're helping you with yours, your medical journey or anything, really, just let me know. You can comment below, you can send me a message, you can, send me a long email via my website, thehappyworkaholic.com. I just want to provide as much information that will help you and others around you and help alleviate some stress. It's literally the most stressful thing in life, watching someone, taking care of someone, going through it yourself, and stress will kill you. Stress, triggers a lot of things, especially when you're sick, and it makes you worse. And I just know firsthand because I've gone through this. So I hope that the series will help a lot of other patients and a lot of other friends and family and caregivers out there that are, looking for this type of information. I took being sick on as a business, which is not normal, but that's how I survived. That's how I was able to get in the door with so many doctors and get answers right away and follow up like crazy. And you just have to take it on. It's like a business. You have to be organized. You have to, implement all these tools that I just told you, and I promise you they will help you. It takes time setting it all up. It takes time, to share it with somebody that needs to see the information that, you're putting together. But at the end of the day, you're going to feel so much better. You're going to be a lot less stressed. You're going to definitely be relieved. And so that's all I wanted to share today. I wanted to really share every single tip and trick I do and, throughout this journey of mine getting organized. And if you guys have any other questions, comments, just reach out to me anytime. And that is it. I just want to make sure everything on my list is covered. Yes, so one of my next videos I want to do in this series is prescriptions, talking about prescriptions and who can help you, really understand the drugs that you're on and how they work together and how to organize them. And actually, I'll show you right now because it's here, a system that I created. These are almost all vitamins now, thank God. They used to be not any vitamins. But I have this little pill case, and then I have my doctor's list and my medicine list. So that's something else I want to get into on another video, is to share how I organize all my drugs. So I just think these little tips and tricks will help you, and you'll be a lot less stressed going through something like I went through. So that's all I have for you guys today. Again, if you have any questions, you want me to cover a topic, you need any other information from another patient's perspective, just reach out anytime, and I will be back next Monday. Oh, one more thing. I'm officially back on YouTube. I'm so excited. I have been filming so much over the last 3 years, and I haven't posted a lot of it. And I've actually filmed the entire legal process that I put together the last 6 months. So I have to wait on those, but I have a lot of videos up on YouTube, and I would love for you to check out my channel. So I'll put the link in the comments, and there's a lot of videos that I filmed when I was going through chemo, when I was on certain meds, and a backstory of all of that. So those are there. My podcast is there. I have new content going up there. So I'm really excited about it. It's a project I've been wanting to do for literally years, and I didn't have it in me. I don't know, I've deleted a lot. So there's a lot of new, fresh content I'm excited to share. So if you guys are on YouTube, if you want to check out my videos, I'm going to drop it below. Please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And I have so much more to come. So I will see you guys soon. I hope you're having a great Monday. And I am off to the beach. It's a beautiful day, so I can't wait to go enjoy it. Okay, bye.